Hey everybody, how's it going? This is a hobby stuff video. And in hobby stuff videos I cover something that's either a hobby resource, a hobby tool, or a hobby supply. And I consider this a tool, these two things right here. This is Microset and Microsolve from Microscale Industries. I don't know if other companies make something similar, but this is the one that works for me. Microset is a setting solution for decals. It softens decals and improves adhesion, and it's a decal remover as well. You have Microsolve, another Microscale Industries product. Setting solution for decals. It softens decals to conform to irregular surfaces for a painted on look. And they really do work. I number them 1 and 2 because that's how you apply them. Basically, you have the model all set and ready to go to be decaled. You take the decal, you get it, wet, make it so it's ready to slide off its decal sheet. And then on the area, what you do is you apply some Microset. And then what you do is you slide the decal onto it as best you can, and you use the Microset because these things have the consistency of water to kind of help set it up a bit. As long as it's still not soaking wet, but as long as you still apply some Microset to the model to help keep it almost like floating above the model a little bit, you can position it into place and just let it gently set it up so it sits where you want. And what the setting solution does, the Microset, hence setting solution, or I should say hence Microset, sets up the decal pretty much once the decal softened up a little bit and touches the surface and conforms to the surface. It stays there pretty well. What I do after that is I hit it with Microsol. And then what the Microsol does is now the decal is adhered to the shape roughly, and in some cases pretty well actually. What the Microsol does is, I guess its solvent nature melts or dissolves the film, or whatever it does is it makes it pretty much meld with the surface completely, and it helps conform to the surface. It helps keep the decal there so it doesn't flake off, although I do suggest sealing the decal with some type of varnish once you're done. And that's it. The instructions or directions are right on the back of the bottles. And this Microset suggests using Microsol once you have the decal on there for further softening it up and conforming to surfaces. And it works great. I highly do suggest sealing the model because decals will flake off. It's just what happens. But I found these things a few years ago, and I was always kind of dreading using my decals, and I had to use them because I wasn't going to paint down the Dark Angels decal. My freehanding isn't that good, so I didn't want to try, and I thought the decal just looked sharper. So I did some research on the internet and I found these products, and I was a little skeptical, but the price was pretty good. I don't remember the price I paid for them, but they shouldn't be too expensive. I got them as a set, and I tried them out, and it was like night and day. When you use a decal, even on a flat surface, you can tell it's a decal a bit. You can see kind of the border edges of the transparent film that the decal's on, even when it's down on the model, on a flat surface and it's done well, you can still kind of see it. And when you're trying to get onto a shoulder pad, forget about it. It's tough because the decals are flat and straight. They're not curved to fit that curvature. I mean, you can do it, but this just makes it work so much better. It basically, I don't know exactly how the two of them do it, but it softens it up. It makes it pretty much lay against the surface. And I've seen people do it on the back of robes. Here's where I've done it. Here's one example with the Dark Angel symbol itself. I haven't sealed this yet, but you can see it looks like it's painted on, and it conforms very well to the surface. As you can see there, it's not sticking up. And with this guy, I did it to his tactical squad marking in the number 1 there, and it conforms very well to the surface also. That one has some slight imperfection in it because I was still learning how to do the two down there together. If this will focus, that'd be great. There we go. Let's see. There. But still, this guy's shoulder pad looks fine. It looks great. and that guy is sealed, so it's protected. I've seen people take like a decal to the back, like here on robes like this, put a decal on it, use microset or microsol, and it looks like that decal was painted onto that surface. It really does the job well. Um, so I think it's definitely a must-have if you're going to be using decals. And a lot of us are going to be using decals. A must-have. Pretty much everybody who I've read up on who have used microset or microsol, who are kind of against decals before it, are fine with decals now because it really doesn't take away from the model. It adds to the model. It makes the decal look great, and it doesn't take much time. It takes the same amount of time as putting a decal on. You put microset on the model, put the decal on the model, position it where you want, let it set on the model. Then you put a little bit more microset if you want, and then you can hit it with a microsol to further make it look like it's painted onto the model, and then you're done. You just seal it for protection, and you're good to go. So definitely highly recommend this product to anybody using decals on any game system. It doesn't matter. I do 40K. That's where it works for me because that's where I use decals. But fantasy. I don't know if War Machine and Hordes has decals, but you can even get third-party decals and put them on there instead of, let's say, painting on a tattoo of something on some big ogre or big war beast. You want to give them like a cool spiral tattoo because it fits with the theme or something like that. Instead of painting it on, which you might be able to do, if you find a cool little decal that has a symbol or like a pattern you like, you can use microset or microsol, put it on there. I don't know how many different surfaces it can work on. If it's painted, I don't think it matters that much. It doesn't damage the paint, and if you're making scale models of stuff like trains, planes, anything, tanks, whatever it is, and you're using decals, if it's a slide-off water transfer decal, chances are this will work on it. I don't know about other stuff. I think it has to be a water transfer decal, a water slide decal. So microset's always first, then microsol, so I numbered it so I don't forget. And if you do forget, it says on the back of microset that you can then use microsol afterwards. So I think I rambled on long enough about this product. It really does work. I can't say enough good things about it. I never had a problem with it. It's never damaged any of the paint or anything like that. So if you're new to painting up stuff for wargaming, or you're new to using decals and you're getting frustrated because they flake off or they don't conform too well, give microset or microsol a try. It'll definitely change your outlook, I feel. It may take a decal or two to get used to setting up and using it and experimenting with it a little bit, but you just let it sit there, let it do its thing. You can always hit it with more microset or microsol once you're done. Once it's done drying and you don't like it, you can hit it with microset or microsol to maybe further soften it up a bit, and it works. These are basically 1 fluid ounce each, but I've had this I think for at least 3 years, and I've used it on all my decals, which I would say would be a decent number, and it lasts. It's got the consistency of water. It's not like a paint, so you're not using as much, I guess, per paintbrush, use. I don't know the best way to say it. It just lasts a while, so I think it's a pretty good investment. Anyways, that's it for microset or microsol. It's over 8 minutes on just these things, but they're really good. And that's it. So until next time, take it easy.